Oh.
Okay, first things first, turn your board around, Robert. So you want your kick tail in the back? Yeah, exactly. So you have your board, okay? And then what you want to do is put your front foot, whichever foot you feel is your front foot, there you go.
I feel like that
And then
one.
over the screws, you can see the screws on the board. That's how you get some stability. And then what you want to do is kind of push. You're going to push a little bit, and then put your other foot on top. That's your center of gravity right there.
Okay, well, my center's coming. You know, I've never actually ridden a skateboard in my entire
Just
life.
hop on there with your other foot. There you go. Okay.
Gravity! Okay,
Gravity's
good.
going to work. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so when you say your center of gravity, what are you teaching the kids about? So what you're saying is that in every mass, somewhere in the middle, there is a point where the gravity is perfectly equal.
Yeah.
And that's why it's in balance.
That's right.
So do that on your skateboard.
So on your skateboard, your center of gravity is a place right around your belly button. So you want to keep it over the middle of your board. So as you move around, you're going to keep that center over your board. And that's how you keep your tricks and being able to balance.
Your stomach really doesn't move in relation to everything.
You try to keep that right over the middle of your board, or at least centered on your trick, what you're doing. But the center of gravity is how you make tricks.
So basically, you've just taught kids that, like, if you have a planet, the center of gravity obviously will be at the point where all the mass is equal around it.
Yeah.
It's not that difficult of a concept, and that's physics.
Yeah, exactly, because center of gravity is center of mass. You got that, and that's an important concept for students to learn, and you just learned it yourself.
Lesson number 2, let's do that train problem. Come on, set us up, Bill.
Okay.
Okay, so an object leaves the station at t equals 0, time 0, the beginning.
Right.
You are zero velocity because
right.
you're
Zero
not moving.
velocity. Potential energy is great, not moving at all. And then if I want to drop in, then I'm going to turn to kinetic energy and start my velocity.
There's another one. You said it, potential energy. We teach kids potential, and that means it's just the built-up energy. Right now, you can common sense see that you're ready to fall. If I were on there with you, I'd already be tumbling down.
Yeah, so I'm ready to fall, but when I do fall, I turn it into kinetic energy. So like that. So that's a way of just keeping it in motion. Yeah.
So kinetic energy was at its highest when you were spinning around and moving. Potential energy went to 0 because there's really nothing left. Gravity took you down.
Right.
But it restored the moment you came right back up.
That's right.
That's physics. That's how easy it is. So, Dr. Skateboard, what's next for Dr. Skateboard? What is it that you hope for the future and kids and education?
Well, for me, I just want to continue this, to work with students, with teachers, and have opportunities to continue. So working directly with young people, making my mission about marginalized students, people who might be overlooked in schools, to really appeal to them. But you mentioned the comic book. We're working on a video game now. So the idea is that it can be something that students like to do in video, but have all these things embedded so they can choose characters, they can choose board types, and of course, you know, it's another way to just keep the message of physical science education going forward.
Bill, what would you say to young people who are considering a career? Even though it's very difficult, what do you say to a future teacher? Is it a noble profession? Is it satisfying? What do you say to them?
You know, the thing about teaching and working with young people is it's a very altruistic kind of approach, and it's something, if you love being around people and working in your community, there's no greater vocation than being a teacher. Plus, if you like to learn, you're going to learn all the time as a teacher. So really, I want to appeal to people who like to learn and also want to give back to their community.
Dr. Bill Robinson, Dr. Skateboard, thank you so much.